Hello, everybody. My name is Taya Netherly, and I chose the topic of older adulthood. Okay, I chose older adulthood because there are many changes in studies concerning aging and memory in elders. I have used two scholarly articles and Chapter 11 in the textbook to explain what I have learned. I also used this prop. I made it to basically explain more and to not forget where I am in the video. So, in the textbook, I basically read all of the pages and I got, as you get older, you begin to notice that learning new things can be challenging and frustrating. The most two things that they talked about, like I said before, was aging and memory. So, in the textbook, it explained how aging had detrimental effects on memory and cognitive functioning, such as attention, learning, and problem solving. So, for example, as I mentioned before, it's hard learning new things for older adults. So, in chapter 11, there was a study done by three men, which is Holtz, Herzog, and Lachman. I think that's how you say their names. The study was done with adults from the ages of 20 to 78 years old. Um, the study was done to see who learns quicker and who can remember more and who can remember longer, long-term memory instead of short-term memory. The study basically determined and showed that the older adults admitted, like off bat, they told that they believed that their learning capacity wasn't as good as the younger adults, and that their memory does decline, meaning that they can't remember certain things. So certain things meaning lists. They can't remember a list of things, like or remember a list of names, just a list of things. It's hard to remember that because they don't have, I say like long-term memory like we do. They don't have long-term memory. So that's basically what I got out of the textbook. It was telling us more about the decline in the way memory declines in elders. So then I went into Article 1. This article immediately stood out to me because the article has studies done by Metcalfe and Dunlosky, and those are the two people who our textbook is over. The textbook we've been reading the entire semester. So they had all type of studies in there in the article from these people. And then one of the things that stood out the most, though, outside of that, is that adults have problem remembering things, so they create lists. And if the list is not present, they begin to get upset. So yes, I just told you that they have a hard time remembering lists, but this time I chose this article because it went a little further and it explained how they start to feel. So, noticing that they get upset, I immediately thought of an example with my grandma. When we go to the grocery store, if my grandma does not create a grocery store list, the trip will automatically go from a 30-minute trip to an hour-long trip. And if she cannot remember what happened, it begins to get frustrating. And it's literally, we have to leave or we will stand in the store until she actually remembers what it is. So I feel like that article was just very interesting because it literally explained what I have seen, what I have already been through before, and I feel like that was very interesting. So then I chose another article which was even more interesting and went just a little more deeper. So we talked about the feelings and just that they have automatically admitted that their memory does decline. So then the third article was most interesting because I decided to look over the statement that I read while I was researching, which was if older adults were more active, then their memory would be better. Um, so this definitely stood out to me because the article was about that, and it did say that if an older adult would have worked out and was just active, socially active, um, before they got older. So in their younger years, that their memory would be better. Like they would have a greater short-term memory, not a long-term memory. Just because that is something that they will eventually lose as they get older. But their short-term memory does get stronger. Like it will be stronger. They will be able to remember things that were just learned as to something long ago, or something in a shorter period of time as to something in a longer period of time. So that's just basically what I got out of this whole older adulthood. Like, yes, they have a hard time with their memory, but if they were active before then and if they continue to be active, then their memory will be better and aging wouldn't be as bad. So I picked some images that stood out to me while I was researching and some of the articles that I did use. And this was an image of a older man and his brain is like in puzzle pieces. So that's kind of how they feel when they can't remember something. They're puzzled. And then here are two pictures of some older adults working out, keeping their brain active, being active so that their memory is not lost, so that they have better memory. And then this one here is literally just a picture of a brain and a list, a paper that says don't forget. And that is for the older adult. They have to make a list of something so that they do not forget. So yeah. In conclusion, although all people think that as you age, all of your memory goes bad, I am a witness, and after some research, all you have to do is begin to be active as you are younger, and you will have better cognitive skills. Thank you.